I really want us to talk about the importance of conducting and applying market research. So, traditional marketing people know that marketing research is the foundation of building out a comprehensive and intelligent marketing plan. What I mean by that, marketing research happens in two ways. One way is what we call primary research. Second way is what we call secondary research. So, primary research is research that you collect, and that could be done from a series of surveys with your customers. That could be done with initiating a poll on social media and asking people, like, hey, do you prefer cotton or silk if you are a fashion designer? You could ask, do you prefer to have in-person counseling sessions, or are you okay with virtual counseling sessions if you're a therapist? And you can actually run those polls across the entire digital platform. Like, you can run it on Google, you can run it on Instagram, LinkedIn, and that information that you collect is what we call primary research. A great way to look at it is primary research is research that has never been done before by anyone else. It's been done by you and for you. Secondary research is research that you find data and information, or we research reports and studies that have been done by other people. Still great information, but still done by other people for a completely different project, but the information is still relevant to your business or your industry. So when using and understanding the different forms of research, I always tell people, start with secondary research to see if there's anything available. So you might look at, if you are trying to figure out if you want to have a retail business in a particular marketplace, most of the counties and city officials have already launched some information about that particular local market, the demographics in that local market, the average household income in that local market. And you can start with that secondary research to determine if that you want to proceed further. For example, if you have a cupcake business and your cupcakes average $8 per cupcake, then you may want to look at what high network areas you could go into where people might be interested in spending $8 on an organic gluten-free cupcake. But likewise, if you're in an area that the average income is $50,000 a year, more than likely they're not spending $8 for a cupcake. So it's important to start with seeing what research is available. And oftentimes you can, something as simple as Google, simply say or search in Google, research for small industrial businesses in Detroit. You could research demographics and research on, let's say, manufacturing in Orlando, and use that information as your launch pad to kind of synthesize, okay, what is available that you don't have to spend money on. That's a great way to start researching. Using the US Census study is an amazing way to research your target audience, or even look at in your demographics, what's the average household income if you know you have a high value product, whether or not people are willing to spend money at an exclusive spa. How and where do they spend their money? So that information is all available on the net. And I'll share resources for those as well coming up. The other thing, so let's talk about the primary research. Simple methods for primary research starts with what you already have in your hand. Simply surveying a current customer base, or using Yelp and identifying similar businesses, understanding and getting feedback from those businesses, and then launching your own poll. You can launch polls on social media. You can launch a survey to your current customers. And then you can even launch a poll on someone else's website by simply targeting their audience in social media. So, for example, if you wanted to do a poll and you wanted to run an ad, and let's say your ad is for your new doggy daycare, if If you have a doggy daycare, you could run an ad on any keywords that have dogs, any keywords for organizations of pet lovers, hashtags around pet lovers, create a lookalike audience and promote that ad, push that ad out, promote that ad, do a survey, and start collecting data that way as well. So there's tons of ways that you're able to engage research at a very minimum price to help your business. The other thing we want to look at is what are some of the market research method? We already talked about surveys. We talked about using social media advertising to collect data through polls or survey question. You can also push out an ad and drive people to your website. That's also going to give you traffic as well. So people are coming to your website based on a poll. You can also work with phone surveying. I think it's always good to contact your customers and ask them, hey, we're doing a little quick survey to our high net worth clients. We want to know what is it that you like about us? What areas would you think we should improve? And would you be open to referring us to some of your businesses, see some of your colleagues and your peers? So little methods like that offer tremendous opportunity for you to assess who your audience is. And then also using some of the other tons of research that is out there already, as secondary research, to help you develop your of avatars and your personas. And then we want to look at how do we use that research to grow? How do we apply that to grow your business? That is really essential because the reason why you're collecting all this data and information is so we can create a value proposition for you to build out your marketing plan and grow your business. Because essentially, that's the reason why we're here.